So I welcome one and all to this broadcast, part of Lenten Sunday Sabbath gathering together. And good, thank you, David. And I have a lot of things to talk about as usual. And I guess the main question, which is the oldest spiritual question that there is, always asked on many paths and all paths, is the question of who am I? Who am I? Who am I? If we sat for a while and with ourselves, closed our eyes and asked ourselves, well, who am I anyway? I don't know that most of us could really answer that question. We're not our name, we're not our body, we're not our job, we're not our role in life, we're not our identity, all those things. But what are we then? So I offer this candle as a light, a symbolic light, just to remind myself and us that we're not what we appear to be. That what we actually are is represented in this light. And I say that as if I know what I'm talking about. I have to say I don't really know, but there's a lot of information that I have that tells me that that's what is so. And when I get quiet and I just go within, beneath the surface of my name and my role and my activities, surface of life, and I get still and I kind of feel into, well, who am I anyway, or what is it like inside my being, in the loveliest sense of the word, I can tap into that place. So this candle is for the light that blazes within all of us. And I'd like to read something from a fabulous healer. She's from, I think, New Zealand. Her name is Miranda McPherson, and I am going to share her videos, so I've sort of earmarked that for when I go on the next broadcast to actually show her videos. So hopefully, now that I've said her name, the videos won't appear on the site so that I can build a program around that. Anyway, she's a very powerful healer, and here are her words. She says, in the question of who am I, you are deeper than you realize, more loving than you perhaps dare to live, wiser than you know. In the core of your being, you are infinite, boundless, and vast. I offer you an invitation to wake up to yourself and live your deepest essence in the world in a way that cuts through personal and collective habits of suffering and unconscious ways of being. You are deeper than you realize, more loving, wiser, infinite, boundless, vast. We are spirits having a human experience. That's, who said that? That's, I can't think of his name, a great Christian mystic. Anyway, so who are you anyway? Who are you? This is the greatest spiritual question that there is. We don't really, we live in this polarity experience here on this earth. We're human and we're divine. The great orator, Bishop Fulton Sheen, said we all have a cross within our being. This part is the human part with all the different experiences of it is to be human. And this part is the divine part. And the goal of life is to merge the divine into the human. But for some people, that word divine doesn't mean anything. It could mean, to translate it, it could mean just the good in you, or the good in the world. You know, the good is another way. I always say the good is God without or God is the good without an extra O. Good, God, same word. The good is the divine, all that is good. So, anyway, I would like to read out of Miranda's book called Boundless Love. Some wonderful material that she speaks about. It's actually her own journey of awakening. And she ended up, age 13, having a psychotic breakdown and ended up in a mental hospital. So she calls this learning to surrender. So while she's in the hospital bed and in the psychiatric ward, she's speaking about her story. I spent most of my days in bed staring out the window. The energy and ethos of the staff was focused on containing the despair rather than providing a forum for healing its causes. They kept a distinct emotional and psychic distance. Consequently, we were heavily medicated. I remember praying to God, whom I didn't even know whether I believed in or not, please let me die. Please, God, let me die. Let me get out of here. That same afternoon, towards the end of my stay in the psychiatric unit, a miracle occurred. In my exhaustion, I just let go of everything, even wanting to die. In this moment of profound surrender, it was as though the room exploded with light, and 1,000 angels came to breathe light back into my soul. This experience viscerally reinstalled the glimpses of eternity I had had as a young child. I felt like I had been lifted above the battleground of life into the whole zone. I know somebody else just came on. I'm not sure if that's Teresa, but I said there's another viewer. I just wanted to say what we're doing. We're talking about the question, who am I? Who am I? That's the greatest spiritual question there is. We're not what we think we are, name, job, role, and all that. We are magnificent beings of light. Okay, hi, Sue. Hi, Sue. Anyway, so I'm reading from a book by a fabulous healer named Miranda McPherson, and who had a psychotic breakdown in a hospital, psychiatric hospital, and she had a spiritual awakening where she let go of everything, and she had a miraculous, says the room exploded with light, and 1,000 angels came to breathe light back into me. This experience reinstalled the glimpses of eternity I had as a young child. I felt like I had been lifted above the battleground of life into a whole new zone. There I was graced with the explicit vision of light. This insight enabled me to have complete clarity on who I was. I had complete instantaneous knowledge that I am this light. I am this angelic spirit and being. Then she goes on to say, called Love is Real. Much more than simply an emotion, love is the ultimate universal truth. Underneath all pain, problems, and suffering, love shines unchanged in the core of all things. Though we may remove ourselves from love, love never departs. God exists as boundless love. That's what God is. Not a rigorous father figure in the sky, but an energy field of unconditional acceptance, a presence that pervades all things. All life lives and moves within this love, within this God. Ultimately, all returns to God. So let's just for a minute, let me just read those couple of those words again. An energy field of unconditional acceptance. All life lives and moves within God. This energy field. So there's something called the morphogenic field. It's a quantum physics term where they've actually discovered that all of life has a field around it. My body, your body, a plant, a tree, an organ, all the individual things. This has a field that is alive, a living field. And all of our existence, my body, your body, the tree, the plant, the animal, actually lives and has its being within this field. And to make it into a larger conversation in quantum physics, it's also called the quantum field. It's all part of this larger presence or field that is living and dynamic. And so if we just close our eyes for a second, just take a breath, get quiet within yourself, get very centered in your body. Feel your feet on the ground. If you're sitting, feel your tailbones on the seat. Feel your arms, your legs, your head, your neck. Breathing into your body and getting very body centered. And as you do this and you breathe into this space, being aware that you're really breathing a full body breath, in and out, all the way down to your toes, tips of your fingers. If your mind wanders and you're distracted, bring it on back onto the breath. And just notice how it is to just breathe and have the awareness of being in your physical body. It has a feeling, it has a sensation, it has an atmosphere. Take a moment to breathe in 5 in and out breaths, keeping focused on the breath and on your body. And just notice how that feels. Don't judge, just notice. Keeping your body still. And now just imagine that you're noticing sort of the air that's around your body. Maybe it's touching parts of your skin that's exposed. Just notice a little bit beyond your body. A foot or a few inches or however wide you want to make that space. Just become aware that there is your body, which has taken up space, and there is space outside of your body. And now just imagine, in your imagination place, that there's a kind of comforting space or energy or field around your body. Maybe you wouldn't use the word comforting, you'd use the word, another word. A word like just, oh, I have the awareness that there's some kind of awareness happening outside of my body. And if you get still enough with your mind and in your body enough, get still enough with your body, there's actually a feeling of an energy. I'm actually feeling it right now in the air. It feels kind of electrified or living or soothing to me. That is, you could call it an aura, call it a morphogenic field, call it the presence of something that is an energy that we're actually living in. In the Bible, I don't know if it's St. Paul that said, "In God I live and work and have my being." That's talking about the morphogenic field. It's talking about there's a presence. She says, a presence that pervades, Miranda says, a presence that pervades all things. All life lives and moves within God. And science is starting to discover and prove this with their language, morphogenic presence, quantum field. This is real stuff. It's not just some, woo-woo esoteric stuff that we can't connect with. It's real. But we have to get still and quiet to experience that field. Then when we go deeper into hanging out in, oh, I'm actually existing in a field or a presence, that's when you can start to connect with your guardian angel or your guides or whatever energies are here to support you in your life. Those things are real. They're real things. So she talks about something called our essence is made of boundless love. Like rays of light extending out from the sun, our essence is an extension of God's boundless love. That's what happens when I feel that energy around me, presence. It feels like a kind of love. No matter what trauma we go through in life, whether we forget or overlook our spiritual nature, love, the love we truly are, our wholeness remains. I didn't read that very well. Anyway, no matter what we go through in life, the love that is our nature still remains. Therefore, our capacity for peace and joy is ever intact. We just have to dust ourselves off to feel that essence once again, which is made of love. At the highest level, life is a process of spiritual evolution. We are not here solely to further our careers, accrue possessions, pay off our mortgage, or propagate the species. We are here to dissolve our barriers to love. We are here to dissolve our barriers to love. Now, I don't know about you, but I was raised in an Anglo-style family, New England WASP family, which is an Anglo-style, where you don't really express emotions, you don't gush, you don't talk with your hands. It's impolite to even talk with your hands. You behave properly, you keep it all together, and you have a stiff upper lip. That's my background. And I found out that that didn't work for me, and I had to do a lot of work to kind of dig through the muck and mire of all that defense and armoring that I was trained to have around myself to behave, and all that outer appearance stiff upper lip thing. And I had to really learn to go within and find out, in fact, oh, I am made of love. I didn't even know what love was or my heart was. None of that language spoke to me at all. But in my journey of unfolding, I discovered, in fact, I do have a heart. I do have profound connection to love. And that was part of my journey. So anyway, I share that because I know I'm speaking to some of the UK stream of things, and that's part of that Anglo background. Anyway, she says, allow everything to open to you. Awakening to love, to the love that we are, the love we have come to offer, brings us to happiness. Opening to the spiritual vision of boundless love, healing whatever gets in the way of love, stretching our hearts to receive more love, anchoring our minds in the ways of love, evolving our capacity to give only love, is the directive that makes life truly work. So the Buddhists use the word compassion. They don't really use the word love. So some people who are a little uncomfortable with that word love, compassion is certainly, excuse me, a wonderful, I don't know about substitute, but it's another great word to use. Or they also use the words loving kindness. They don't flat out use the word love. In my healing process, I found out that love works for me, but maybe compassion is more your style, or loving kindness. Whatever your language is that speaks to your heart is what we're looking for. It says, let's see. The more we let go, the easier it is to retrieve the gifts that always lie in direct proportion to any suffering. So in other words, she's saying that through suffering, there's tremendous gifts. Luminous pearls grow out of a piece of grit in an oyster shell. Crises can be powerful opportunities for powerful positive change, but extreme openings are not mandatory for a spiritual breakthrough. Everyone's awakening is unique. So she had an extreme example of the psychiatric ward. I have had an extreme example of my husband who passed away last year with his extreme mental illness. Very difficult trauma in my life, but it had profound spiritual gems or pearls for growth for myself. So I'd like to have you, David, if you wouldn't mind, put on the video. We're going to watch about 30 minutes or so of an hour-long video by a healer named Kenji. He's a Japanese healer. He is bringing in very powerful, transformative energy of light. And it's a kind of funny video because it's actually a radio talk show presentation where they're listening, they're having questions and answering questions and like that. But I couldn't find a better video. He doesn't have a lot of videos out there that are available, but he really is himself very evolved being, and he's a transmitter of light. So when you watch this, just kind of open your body, open your energy to just be available to the fact that this man transmits energy even over a video. And even if somebody is asking on the phone sessions that he's giving a question that may not pertain to you, it doesn't matter. It's the all-intelligent energy of light that's working through him that is transmitted over the video.
Hi everybody, we're doing a very historic thing this evening. We are doing a live stream with Kenji Kimura. Woo! This is the first time we've ever done anything like this. So we are so delighted that you're here. For those that are watching the replay, this is going to seem seamless. For those who are right now on the live call, this is going to seem a little confusing. So I want you to know that what we're doing is we have a dial-in, so we recommend that you dial in if you'd like to work with Kenji tonight, and press *2 to raise your hand. If you are not dialed in, then just stick with the live stream that you are watching right now, and the replay will be the same. It will be video. So also I want you to know, this is for those who are on live, but it also applies so that we're going to tap into the minds of those who are listening to the replay later, that every single person who is chosen for your highest good and for the highest good of the planet. So let's just all kind of tap in this moment and just feel into that idea, that notion, that energetic field, that whoever is chosen, just put your hand right on your heart right now, even those who are watching the replay later here. Put your hand on your heart and just tap in. Just say, may the absolute perfect person be chosen for my highest good, highest healing, highest expansion, and the good of the planet. And just feel that intention. We've got a lot of people on the line tonight with their hands raised. So if you are, for those who are watching live, we recommend that you choose either the live stream or the dial-in. So if you're a dial-in, we recommend lowering the volume on your computer for the live stream. You can still watch us. It'll just be a little bit out of sync. And if you'd like, you can just watch the live stream. And if you'd like to work with Kenji tonight, go ahead and dial in and press *2. Wow, this is weird. Seeing all you guys, I can feel them watching us. It's so fun. What a blast. Isn't this cool, Kenji?
Can't hide anymore.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So, Kenji, let's just start with a question, and then we'll dive into working with folks.
Okay.
So we, in our inspirational video today that will be released in the fall, we talked a little bit about some new things that you're playing with, that there's new energies on the planet right now. There's new kind of downloads, so to speak, coming in. Can you share a little bit about what that is and what we might experience tonight on the live stream?
Your original Divine Blueprint?
That's new.
It's new.
It's ancient.
It's new in the sense of working like this in this context. Yeah. I think we're ready for it.
Wow.
We're ready for it.
That feels really good.
So look at it this way. It's part of your angelic codes and part of your ascended master codes. Now, how it's going to get translated in your life is up to each one of you, but think of it this way. We're going to create the sacred space together so that this template, if you will, is surrounding you. And it'll come in to your life as you are ready. So you don't have to go, okay, download it today. It doesn't work that way. Your soul is an orchestration of this as opposed to your conscious self. So you don't really have to do anything. It's going to show up. You're going to feel a calling, and then your challenge is to act on it as opposed to like, well, I got that, but like, I don't know if that's really true or not, or, you know, like, well, that's too far out. I don't think I could do that.
Right, so it's moving into that place of trust.
Trust.
Of faith. That, and you know, these energies are new. These are not things that are familiar necessarily.
Not necessarily, yes. In this context of like the new earth and us co-creating the new earth, yeah, this is all like a new experiment. We haven't done it collectively like this.
So we can find now a kind of a place of trust and faith that if something is knocking at our door, at our vibrational door,
Yes.
that we become a space of allowing to move into that energy that is unfamiliar.
You gotta use this. Is coming through. Hello, this is UPS. There's your package. You gotta sign for it now, or do I have to come back?
Are you home?
Yes, are you home? Yeah, that was just right there. I had to
That's
bring
great.
it through. But, yeah.
So yeah, these metaphors are perfect, aren't they? Because
They
they're
are.
very visceral. They're very
Yeah.
real. We know what it's like when the UPS guy's there and interrupts us,
Or if we're not home.
Or
Oh,
if we're not
God.
home, we missed it.
Yep.
So what we have to do is allow ourselves to be open to the universal principles of service. I just made that up, UPS.
That's good. Hey, that's very good.
A new universal principles of service package
That's good.
that is waiting to be delivered to us. So can you maybe prepare us a little bit to be open to these new energies, and then we'll dive into some session work.
Okay, you got to get your box of Band-Aids. I'm being funny here now. Your space boots, your helmet, your elbow pads, and your knee pads. And then you'll be all set. All right?
Put your seatbelts on. The exits are in the rear and in the front.
I just realized on the flight here, I got into a row of which the seats didn't go back, and it was a brand new 737. So I'm thinking, oh, now Boeing's making them where none of the seats go back because the row in front of us, they didn't go back either. So I don't know. There's at least 2 rows of seats that didn't move. So I had to sleep kind of like sitting up, right? Uh-huh. What did that have to do with this? I have no idea.
Okay then.
Yeah, okay.
And this is what life presents us with sometimes. Absolutely nothing. So can you maybe walk us through a little process to prepare us to receive?
So here you are. We're going to receive now, right? And then you sit down like that. Okay. So everybody just palms up like this. There you go. That's the simplest way. Feet open, palms open, heart open, top of head open. Okay. Now what?
Now we're ready.
Yeah. And now what?
Okay. I'm just feeling the energy coming in just by doing that simple thing.
Yeah, we're going to be really simple because you guys like all these involved, complicated processes and exercises. So it's really like just this. And see, when you do this every day, it's going to become so automatic. So when you do this, it's like an automatic trigger to the brain going, okay, relax, open up, receive. And of course, your soul is always open to receive it anyway. So it's this part that we're training to be open, right? So brain goes, oh, open. Here, oh, okay. Take a deep breath. Oh, I got to close my eyes. Yeah.
So let's everyone do that right now. Let's just open and just allow the brain to relax, moving into your heart. Yeah, and there's energy moving in now for the whole group. And here's what's so cool, and some of you might be tapping into this, is as we do this in a large group, it expands the energy even more. Beautiful. So now we've got this beautiful, huge open space. Now let's dive into some session work.
3 meter, 10 meter, what do you want?
I'm going to dive in. So Kenshi, if you'd pick a number from 1 to 107.
4002?
Nope. From 1 to
I
107.
know. It's 4002.
Yeah, that doesn't work. Do you want me to add that together? 6.
Yes, add that to 6. Okay. Who's got 6?
Caller number 6. It'll just take us a minute to get to caller number 6. And that's last 4 digits are 0240, and it's in California, and you are on the air. Last 4 digits, 0240 in California, you're on the air.
And they are on the air.
Indeed.
On
the air.
air.
No, all the metaphors apply here. Go ahead. So if you've raised your hand, if you could say your name out loud. If you've raised your hand tonight, please say your name out loud.
Odette Dumas.
Odette?
Hello?
Hello, yes, go ahead. You're on the air.
Oh my God. I didn't know this number 6. Oh, thank you for taking my call. Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, hello, hello. So how can Kenji help you?
Well, I wanted to work with Kenji because I just love his work. And basically, if he could just connect with me and whatever comes through that he needs to work with me on, I am open to.
Okay.
Too vague.
It's a bit too vague. We need a question. Give us something specific that you'd like to work on, honey.
Okay, removing any boundaries or blocks that are preventing me from stepping completely into my higher self.
Okay, so how to move completely into your higher self. Is that it?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, take a deep breath there.
And
Now-
this is for everyone too.
Yes,
Everyone
this
take
is
a
for
deep breath.
everyone that's got the similar kind of challenge in their life. Higher self challenge, let's put it that way, right? Okay. Now, we don't care about the reasons on this live streaming event today. We're going to go more directly. Okay, so you're going to represent everyone on this call and those that will come on this call that have this particular concern in their life, which are many, by the way. Okay, so let's take a deep breath. Now, we're going to ask your conscious self, that we call your ego personality, to step to the left of your physical body, 2 steps.
Everyone can be doing this.
Yes. Now, you're not going to say, how do I do this, Kenji? You're just going to take 2 steps to your left. Okay, now there's some open space right now. Now, you're going to allow part of your, what we call your higher self or your soul, to move into this space. And as you allow this, the energy is going to go clockwise, very slowly. It's going to vortex around the body very gently. Not very fast, but it's going to be a very gentle vortexing of light. Now, you're going to tune into your soul color. That's the primary color you're going to sense with this energy.
So we can each sense what that is for ourselves, and right?
Yes.
It'll just show up.
Yes. It'll come through a feeling and sensation, a knowing, a clairvoyant perception. It might come through an auditory tone. Just allow it to move into your awareness. And you're going to ask that part of your higher self to play a little game of ping pong with your personality that has stepped aside to the left. So imagine now that you are playing a game of ping pong with the other part of you. And just go enjoy that game for a little bit. It's going to be on the unconscious levels. And you will see at the end, you will begin to experience the results at the end. So this is kind of like an ongoing game that you'll be playing. The idea here is to create a synergy, a connection with the other part of you. And the game of ping pong represents the game of life. So it represents the duality that we have to deal with on this earth plane. Finances, relationships, career, everything. Raising kids, helping our parents, make transitions, everything that we're all moving through. And we all pretty much experience the same set of experiences. Now, anything that comes up that is some unusual pain in the body, you may space out and not hear my words for a while. You may feel a discomfort. You may feel euphoria. Whatever you are experiencing in playing this ping pong game with the other self, you just allow it. Accept it, breathe it, receive it, and then let it go. Okay, so let that continue for the whole duration of this live streaming event today. And then at the end, you're going to ground through your feet. Okay. Anything you'd like to comment, Jen?
Well, the ping pong game feels like it's, I'm getting to know the duality more.
Yes.
And therefore connecting more.
Yes.
With all these 2 aspects,
Yes.
the divine aspect and the personality, ego, mind aspect.
Yes.
Is that what's happening?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. Game of ping pong.
That just came through. We're going to use the other analogy that we came with.
Sure, sure.
But this one just came through, so I used it.
I like it. And I'm feeling kind of sometimes for my own self, there's a competition between the divine self and the personality
interesting.
self. Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so we don't have to hold the thought of this through the rest of the call. We just trust now. Again,
Right.
getting back to the idea of trust.
Right.
That we're all going to be doing this for the next 40, 45 minutes or so.
Oh, the next couple lifetimes, maybe. Humor. Humor. See, oh my God. They take me literally, so I got to, say, humor.
Exactly. So I didn't catch the name, but caller, how are you doing with that?
I feel like my body has separated. I have 2 parts of me, and my left side is heavier than the right side.
Cool. And is that okay? Are you doing okay with that?
Yes, I'm just accepting what is and allowing whatever needs to happen, as Kenji said, to happen.
Excellent.
Wonderful. Well, and I suspect that's what happens when we're in this place of congruency,
Yeah.
of
You're gonna-
noticing.
Yeah, you're going to feel that sense of separation. You're going to feel the merging in the union, and then maybe back and forth until it gets all kind of back to the set point.
Wonderful. Wow, very cool. Well, thank you very much, caller, for allowing us to use that as a powerful start to the show. Thank you so much. So beautiful. Oh, of course. Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much. And would you pick a number, please, from 1 to 116?
18.
18 it is. So we're going to go to caller number 18, and as Mary is helping us do that, thank you so much, Mary Hall. Mary Hall is a multitasker. She's an amazing healer, a speaker, an author, and now a producer. So Kenji, as we're waiting to get to that next call.
Bless you.
Okay, so it's caller number, the last 4 digits are 1399, and it's Washington. And yeah, that's you, the one who just giggled.
Hi, Jennifer and Kenji.
Hey!
How are you?
Good, how are you? Who are you? And what can we do for you?
Well, my name is Mary, and I absolutely love Kenji so much.
Yes.
And I am just wondering if he could give me any insight he has into my challenging relationship with my mother, and why I would have, I'm really curious about why I would have chosen her spiritually. What is the spiritual divine purpose for that challenge?
To learn strength. You know, sometimes we come into households where our parents feel very foreign to us or alien. Like, how did I end up in this family unit? So we volunteered to come to bring the light into these family units, and maybe for some of us, we didn't necessarily know them. Although in many cases we do. It's like repeat pattern. But sometimes we choose a brand new family unit to be born into. And here's a little bit of humor, but I'm also a little bit of serious. You think we forgot to read the fine print in the contract? And but see, here's a good thing now. All contracts in the future are going to have this big bolded fine print, like really big. So we're not going to miss it.
So we're not going to miss it. So
Yeah.
so we missed the fine print, and when we went in utero, we're like, what the hell?
Do I have to come through? Wait a minute. I thought this was Venus. This is Earth. No, wait a minute. I'm on the wrong depot here. But seriously, so let's just pretend that you came into that family unit to learn more about strength. And you chose to come into a family unit that seemed that they didn't understand you in many, many ways. Here's what I'm getting also. I want to say this to everyone, and this is for myself as well. But if you look back in your life, and then you started to have stress and challenges, and you started to go see people, but we forgot. We forgot to go back to Source for our initial support, who's our primary physician anyway. So now that we remember that that's where we got to go, it's really for everyone that we have to go back to Source to make Source our primary doctor, our primary caregiver, friend, companion, and then we can establish that kind of relationship in the world. Because if we don't do that, we're going to keep connecting with dysfunctional relationships, financial woes, etc. Can you get the point? Because we're going to be coming from duality and more into duality. So we've got to take that higher vibration of oneness and bring it into this. So how to answer your question in a roundabout way is that to remedy your feelings about your family, when you meditate, so you make a conscious decision to share that love with your family, even if they're on the other side. Those that are on this side, of course, you're going to share it. I'm not saying you have to physically be with them or email them or text them or call them on the phone, but in your own way, energetically, you want to share this feeling of love and appreciation. And actually, that's one of the best ways to get to heal a relationship that's been very difficult. The ego's not going to want to hear about this stuff. So you do it energetically. In your meditation, you see their soul receiving your grace, and their soul is going to do with their body however the body's going to respond to it. So it's not your job regarding that. Your job is just to share that power of grace. Mm. Now, remember that gentleness is your strength. So also remember that. It's not physical force.
Right.
Okay. So I hope I've answered your question, and let it activate and continue. It's not a one-time thing. Okay? So just remember to meditate every day and share that power of grace with everybody that you know. Even if it takes you only 5 minutes for everybody you know in your whole world, that's enough.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
What a great practice. Thank you so much, caller. Would you please, I'm sorry, it was Mary. Thank you, Mary. Would you please choose a number from 1 to 121? You still there, Mary? You still there, Mary?
100. Well, yes, I am. 111.
100. Awesome, Mary. Thank you so much. 111. And as Mary gets that line open, it makes me think, Kenji, of when we are hooked into another person. That becomes the surrogate for the divine. So instead of hooking right into the primary caregiver, the primary physician, the primary support, we hook into another person's energy as a surrogate to think that that is actually where we need support.
Marriage, boyfriends, girlfriends,
jobs, even achievement can become a surrogate. So when we kind of have grace with all those things and then hook right into the divine as our primary source, and the divine does all the doing. Yes. And we just become human beings.
Yes.
That gets everyone else off the hook, including ourselves.
Well, it'll definitely get you off the hook. And can get others that you were connected to off the hook, yes.
Right. Wow, that is really cool. Thank you so much.
See, it's taking that codependency that's very subtle, nobody ever talks about it, and it moves it to a place of where you can understand and go, okay, I'm done with that. I don't want to be codependent on that person for my happiness.
Right.
Well, that's what society imprints to us, right?
And what's so simple about what you're saying is just by knowing it, just by understanding that piece, changing our perception and moving into a place of trust now, we can just release it. Just as you said, open your palms.
Yeah, open your palms.
Beautiful. So we're going to caller number, the last 4 digits are 3395 in New Jersey. 3395 in New Jersey, you are on the air. That's you. And who are we speaking with?
My name is Adelaida.
Adelaida, welcome, and how can Kenji help you tonight?
Thank you. Oh, wow. Okay. Let me find the place for me. Yes, I am ready to really break through in everything, in the relationship with myself, with God, with 3D, with 5D, and just really step into the miracles that are ahead. So, and there is some part of me that doesn't believe into it, that I can do it, but the other part is just pushing me through. Yes, you are it. So, if I can get help here.
Right, so pushing through, that you realize that you are it, but there are moments when you feel like you have to push through and you can't do it.
All right, I want you to close your eyes, and we're going to do a little playful thing here. You're going to imagine you're at your computer, and then you're going to go to your inbox. Now, somebody just sent you an email.
This is for everyone. Everyone can do this right
Yes.
now.
So I want you to open up the last message in your inbox. I want you to read the subject line first. All right, then click it open. See who it's from, and there's going to be a one-sentence message to you. So I want you to read it off to me.
This message is from God, and it says, "I love you."
All right. Now, I don't know if that sender is requiring a reply, but what are you going to do?
It also says, "Go for it."
Go for it.
Okay, you can hit the reply button and reply back to the sender. And I want you to tell me what you're going to write back to the sender.
Wow, the only thing I can reply is, "I love you."
Oh. Wow, that's beautiful. Oh.
It's just what comes that everywhere I separated myself from that love.
Mm.
I'm just coming back to it.
Yeah. And guess what? You can email that sender every day if you want. Little messages of hope. Like tomorrow morning you can send God, "I'm doing it."
I hope that that you're able to open your hands, open your crown chakra, open your body, your being to receive the energy, because Kenji is a powerful. Yeah, I'm sorry. I think Teresa said we'll have to watch rerun. Yeah, please do. Maybe David could send the link or something and let you know how to do that, to see it again, because this is he's a very, very, very one of the powerful healers on the planet right now, and he actually transmits energy as we're sitting and watching the video, even if we're not participating in the live calling that he had on that show there. So he's an extremely gifted person, and if you hang out with his energy, it will affect you, even if your mind can't figure it out and doesn't know what's happening. The light is more intelligent than our mind, and it just does its healing thing automatically. So, so basically, I took a couple of notes from what he was saying, talking about the new energies on the planet are allowing us to move into our divine blueprint. Basically, what is that? Well, that's really our divine purpose, our divine essence, our divine gifts that God has given us, our divine mission, however you want to put it. And, you know, that this divine blueprint is actually coming clearer and clearer. And so part of this work is really to be able to listen. They talked about the UPS guy knocking on your door. It's like God's knocking on your door and giving you a little knock saying, "Oh, you know, I'm here, here's something I'd like you to do," a little inspirational guidance or something. And I just got that the other day, a new project that I'm going to look into, shivering in my boots or not, I'm going to look into it anyway. And that's this, you know, we're all getting little messages to listen to what steps we're supposed to be taking next. And anyway, I don't want to ramble on too much here. I just would like to, I think maybe I'll do this on the next broadcast, but in this book, Boundless Love by the healer Miranda McPherson that I was talking about, she asks you, what is your experience of God? And that's really all in line with what Kenji was talking about. It's who are you? What's your, you know, who am I is the big spiritual question. Who are you? You're not your job, your name, your body, etc. You are this incredibly powerful being of light. And, you know, what is your experience of God is really what I call a little doorway into your essence. So she talks about You can find God through nature, the birth of your child at a dying loved one's bedside, a magical moment with someone, all kinds of ways that we have little glimpses into the wonderment of life, or the something that's touched our heart, or something that uh, we're inspired by. These are all the divine. You can say the word God or inspired or good, whatever word, but these are all little doorways that help us open up into that place of our true essence of who we are. And that is our ways of following a little flashlight, finding our way into our true essence, who we are, the divine blueprint. It's all the same, part of the same conversation. So, just in closing, I'd like us to close our eyes and just take a breath, even if you turned in late. Open up the palms of your hands, put them on your lap, put your body at rest, make your mind at rest, and just breathe into your body, your physical body. And just once again, the way we started this program, breathing into your body, getting still in your mind, focusing on the breath, breathing all the way down to your toes, having the experience of what it's like to be in your physical body, and then having the awareness what it's like just outside of your physical body. There's space outside of your body. There's space outside of your body. You can call it an energy, a aura. I was saying the word morphogenic field, quantum field, all these quantum theory words. But as you have the awareness of your physical body and the awareness of just outside of your physical body, if you get quiet enough and sensitive enough in your mind, in your being, present enough in your awareness with your breath, you can actually experience the presence with a capital P. The consciousness, the vibrating existence of a kind of love, a kind of presence, perhaps you'd say a kind of comfort, maybe you'd call it just peace. This energy is a real energy that exists. The Bible says, in God I live and work and have my being. Miranda says, where's that part that I don't know if I can find it now. I don't know, I'm sorry, I can't find it. Anyway, she talks about there's a presence that exists. And we live inside this presence. And the quantum physicists, calling it morphogenic field, have discovered scientifically that that field feeds our awareness, our information, our intelligence, and that just one extra piece about this before I leave, the heart is an organ that they've proven on the scientific level that the heart knows what will happen before an occurrence happens. So let's say, God forbid, there's a thunderstorm outside my window. That's going to happen. My heart, in its electromagnetic intelligence, knows that through its intuitive electromagnetic intelligence, knows that there'll be a thunderstorm before it actually happens. Then when this thunderstorm happens, my mind, the brain speaks to my mind, the heart speaks to my mind, my brain, and then the brain has the awareness, tells my mind there's a thunderstorm. The heart knows ahead of time. How does it know? Because it's being continually fed and lives in this presence, this amorphogenic field. All intelligent existence we live in this. So we are being fed information and consciousness and awareness by this all existing presence of consciousness. Call it the quantum field in the quantum physics. So that's pretty powerful stuff. The fact that science is discovered this. The ancient yogis have known this for thousands of years, but we have now brought it into the physical scientific world, which is extremely profound. So I want to say goodbye and thank you for everyone for being on the broadcast today. My candle is too hot for me to pick it up, but I offer this candle from my heart, my flame to your flame in your heart. And may you always know who you are. You are a being of light, of love, of compassion, of goodness. That's your nature. That's your birthright. You live in this resonating field of presence. You just have to get still so that we can experience the divine and the bliss and the love that we live in. Namaste, thank you, and love to everybody. Have a wonderful springtime until I see you again. Thank you, David, for helping out.